Hey, what's going on? It's Chase at EVERBBULLISH here, also known as the Stock Sherpa on YouTube. Getting my day going, fired up for some trading. I want to tell you about some stocks that I'm trading, some things that I think about the market, and a little bit about commentary on where I think things are going. I mentioned in my last video that the breadth of the market and the volume of the market on Monday typically kind of leads the direction of the week. Today's what they call turnaround Tuesdays. So I talk a lot about buying, particularly at 9:30, 9:40 on the stocks that I like from my stock screeners on the day before, which is Monday. So here we are, woke up, got my process going as far as reviewing my stocks, reading some of the news, looking at some of my watch list. And the fact is I really don't like anything today. I'm very confident in the positions that I'm in, particularly Ride. I mentioned yesterday again, I mentioned CMC and MT. I like both of those. They're both up on the week so far. I'm going to tell you about a couple other stocks too, and just what to do on a day like this when there's nothing to trade. Volume's really low. I think the Suez Canal was a big much ado about something. So there, obviously there was some disruption. Obviously that's going to affect the balance sheets of a lot of companies out there, but it didn't turn out to be the disaster we thought it was. And it was kind of COVID-esque in that case. So I think the market's just trying to figure out what's going on right now. We don't have any Fed discussion going on that's really going to impact what we see here. So what I thought I'd do is just my normal day of what I'm thinking. I don't spend a ton of time on this. So here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my app again. Same one that I mentioned last time, but here we are with the Stockmaster app. Bitcoin's about stable. That's my homepage on here. And then I've got all the stocks that I'm reviewing on this watch list. And this is actually my ready list. So I've got the ready list here. We'll start off with the first one on the list. It's Ride. It's my favorite stock in the entire market. It's my #1 holding on all my portfolios. Ride is stable on a down day for EV. I saw the Go EV, which is Canoe, is down over 20% today. I saw that just looking at this, I could see some of the other EVs, they're either flat or down. I keep Tesla out of that just because it's such a fanboy stock that there's too many things that affect that stock. So anyway, bullish on Ride. I'm glad to see that it's basically flat on bad tape. So feel great about Ride. If I were to do anything when it came to this right now, I don't have any dry powder or capital in my trading account that's not already set on a limit to buy something different. So what I would do is if it's at 11, I'd probably put why not put a small order to buy at maybe 9:30, 9:40. I don't think we'll ever see that, but in case we did, you got to take opportunity to see that. And if it did drop that much, it'd be a ricochet day and it'd be back up, so I could scalp a little bit there. All right, next one, CMC, straight buy. Still love it, still holding it, still up a little bit. MT, same thing. That's the hard metal space. I didn't go into a ton of detail about that, but the reason that was a big deal is that hard metals, in my opinion, and I've written a lot of articles about it, are obsolete nowadays other than for their utility. So if you remember back in the early 2010s, 11s, we had companies that specialized in rare earth, and they went from $1 a stock, a price for one share, up to 300, 400. Can't remember the ticker, but I think it was MC something, MCRO. There were a couple of these. That was nothing but a bubble that lost a lot of traders and investors holding the bag. These are hard metals that they're actually using. These are the palladiums. These are the aluminums. These are the steels. And with the Suez deal and just bringing factories back to America, I think that's a space that we should take a look at. And I've completely abandoned it because there's more stocks out there with a lot more gas and a lot more horsepower. And that's what we have to trade as traders. We can't just sit around and making 1 or 2%, or at least I'm not interested in doing that. So next one. This is a really interesting play. This is very uncharacteristic. PBTC. So PBTC is a stock that on a day like today where things aren't really moving, People's United Financial. It's a small cap regional bank. We don't have any down here in Texas, but I'm sure they're all over. It's got a 1-year target estimate of 17. Right now it's trading at 17.70. It's been as high as 19. It's been as low as 9. I actually have a family member that bought this one and gave me this as a tip after I sent them a couple dividend stocks and a screener. And fortunately, they've seen the benefits of this upwards movement of over 70% in the last 4 months. That's pretty incredible. But here's the rationale. So People's United Financial, don't really care about the actual company, about the actual balance sheets. I care about the space. So we're talking about a small cap bank, and it trades on the NASDAQ. So with a small cap bank, what do you have? We've got exposure to the financial sector. We've got exposure to the Russell 2000 or the small cap sector. We have exposure to interest rate fluctuation for the better and for the worse. If interest rates go up, everybody says, what do? You got to buy dividend stocks. Well, People's Financial has a 4.12% dividends, annualized dividend yield. So, okay, probably not going to get hit as hard if interest rates go up. Here's the other thing. If banks have the ability to make more money when rates go up. And the reason of that is that they have exponential margins. So if the Fed funds rate, the overnight rate on lending from bank to bank that perpetuates and moves long-term interest rates, but in the short term, if that moves up, let's say 25 basis points over a quarter, your bank will raise the mortgage rates that they're lending their money up, let's say 50 basis points or 75. So yes, they get tacked with that extra lending costs, but then their revenues or their margins on mortgages or car loans or auto loans or personal loans or secured debt of any kind is going to go up much more, and you can bet that it's going to go up at least 2 times. So I'd love this small cap bank space. I think it's foolish not to be there. This is more of a dividend hold, but here's the deal: we can still trade it, and the way we trade it is that it's up as much as it is this year. It's up over 70%. So why not throw a limit underneath it to buy more? Only in the event that it drops. So on a day like today, when there's nothing to really trade, or you're not particularly bullish of the short-term movements, go ahead and throw some limits, just wild limits you don't expect to get hit with your extra capital. Let's say in this case it's at 17, let's put it at 15 and see if it ever triggers. That'll also be a good reminder if you need to bail on the stock, because you're up 70%, it'll be down. You'll still be up 50, but you'll see the direction of the market and you don't have to watch it. So love that. Moving on, we'll put that one to bed. QS, only other thing I like in the EV space, the only reason I like it is that we've got Bill Gates behind it. I'm very aware of what they're doing. I've done a lot of research with them, and I've been trading it since it came out. So I've hit that 6-month maturity on trading it. I still like QS. Ride's my favorite stock in the EV space. QS is more in the battery charging / LiDAR and software for electric vehicle space. Super bullish on the space in general. I got Bill Gates at the helm. It gets more pub and publicity than anything. It's got a cool name and a small ticker. Don't ever underestimate that. A cool name and a small ticker is very important. So I think that's a great one to buy too. And let me check out the RSI on that real quick. When I get the inkling that maybe I can actually wiggle a trade into something in the middle of a day like today, where I'm actually actively looking for something, and especially if I don't like it, all right, great. So I'm just gonna go over this with you. Let's see if I can move this. I've gotten feedback on how to do my camera, and I really appreciate the person that commented on that, so thanks a lot. This horizontal looks a lot better, so let me see what I can do here. All right. So we're looking at 42 on QS. I've traded this thing up in the 50s and 60s. If it's at 40, now 43, up 2%, we're looking at a 5-year target. And then check out the chart here. So on this one, you know what, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch here. We're gonna go to QS. Here's a great reason that I love this app so much, is that here we are. Okay. RSI, we want to look at 3-month RSI to look at where the volume-based momentum is. The 3-month RSI well under 50, so it looks like it's right at 40 right now. We've got MACD converging and diverging. It looks like it's turning a little bit, in my opinion. And we've got a really pretty candlestick. So what you got to think here is, on our candlestick, what's this? We're looking at, how many days ago is that? We'll call that a month ago. Call it 1 month ago, we're at 62. What has fundamentally changed since we were at 62 to 43? The interest rate and tech sell-off. That's the answer. So if you believe, like I believe, that the interest rate and the tech sell-off isn't going to keep investors from buying after they get a little bit scared and shake the market a little bit, then QS is probably my other top pick. So I won't go into too much detail. I hope that that looked good on here. One of my goals is to not cut or edit any of these, so you get a good stream of consciousness. It's not prepared. Nothing here is really for anything other than telling you what's going through my mind and documenting it. So very different than what your advisor might be doing. You could bet that everything they tell you has been told over, let's say, 3,000 times. They go to training for 5 months on how to tell the company's story. I don't give a shit about that. I just want to get people trading, get my message out there and scream it from the mountaintops. It's another reason I tout ride so much. When you have something that you're confident in, you got to tell people about it. Thank you to the commenter that told me about the phone deal, turning the phone sideways and the noise in the background. I hope it's getting better. Truly appreciate that. One of my mentors told me feedback is a gift. I'm working on that. And then, yeah, let's keep this going. In summary and in summing up what I'm saying here, Tuesday, March 30th, always day trade on Tuesdays. It's called Turnaround Tuesday for a reason. That's when the institutional flows come in. If it doesn't turn around, I try to put things up for the week. Try to be disciplined enough to say, all right, this is a tantrum of a week. And in this case, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a big time turnaround. I love the stabilization of Bitcoin. I love the fact that we've got the Suez Canal debacle taken care of. Bullish on the aforementioned stocks and the small case banking sector in general. So take a look at PBTC, take a look at QS, always take a look at RIDE, buy more RIDE. It will pop. It will be a $30 stock this year. American Express, Visa, CMC, and MT. All right, guys, thanks. And signing off as always, follow Chase at EVERBBULLISH. Feel free to subscribe to my newsletter, and let's get rich.